Cowboys fans, brace yourselves. Shocking rumors are swirling around America's team, and you won't believe what ESPN is reporting. Is a Pro Bowl cornerback eyeing a Dallas comeback? Could a rookie be on the move before taking a single snap? And what's really going on in that quarterback room? Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into the juiciest Cowboys gossip that could shake up the entire NFL landscape. This is one video you can't afford to miss. Hey there, Cowboys Nation! Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Cowboys fans, hold onto your hats, because this rumor is a doozy. According to our sources at ESPN, there's been some chatter about the possibility of Stephon Gilmore making a return to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't Gilmore just sign with the Denver Broncos? And you'd be right. But in the NFL, nothing is ever set in stone. Let's rewind a bit. Gilmore joined the Cowboys last season on a 2-year deal and made an immediate impact. His veteran presence and lockdown coverage skills were a huge boost to our secondary. In fact, he recorded 68 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 11 passes, defended in his lone season with Dallas. That's the kind of production that's hard to replace. So, why are we even talking about a potential return? Well, it seems that Gilmore's transition to the Broncos hasn't been as smooth as everyone hoped. There are whispers of scheme fit issues and some disagreements with the coaching staff. Now, I want to be clear, these are just rumors at this point. But where there's smoke, there's often fire in the NFL. The Cowboys' secondary, while solid, could always use more depth and talent. Trayvon Diggs is coming off an injury, and while Darren Bland had a breakout season, having a veteran like Gilmore in the mix could take our defense to the next level. But here's where it gets interesting. For Gilmore to return to Dallas, a few things would need to happen. The Broncos would need to be willing to part ways with him, either through a trade or by releasing him. The Cowboys would need to have the cap space to bring him back. Gilmore himself would need to be open to a return. Now, let's break this down. The Broncos are in a bit of a rebuilding phase, so if things aren't working out, they might be open to moving on from Gilmore. As for the Cowboys' cap situation, it's tight, but we all know Jerry Jones can work some magic when he wants a player badly enough. The real question is, would Gilmore want to come back? He seemed to enjoy his time in Dallas, and the team's championship aspirations could be a big draw. Plus, he already knows the system and has relationships with the players and coaches. If, and it's a big if this rumor has any legs, it could be a game changer for the Cowboys' defense. Imagine a secondary with Diggs, Bland, and Gilmore. That's the stuff of quarterbacks' nightmares, folks. But before we get too excited, let's remember that this is all speculation at this point. The NFL season is long, and a lot can change. We'll be keeping a close eye on this situation and updating you as soon as we hear anything concrete. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a rumor that's caught many fans off guard: the potential trade of rookie defensive end Viliami Fehoko. This one's a head-scratcher, folks, because Fehoko was just drafted by the Cowboys in the 4th round of this year's NFL Draft. For those who need a refresher, Fehoko was a standout at San Jose State, known for his relentless motor and ability to get to the quarterback. The Cowboys saw enough potential in him to invest a mid-round pick, hoping he could develop into a key piece of the defensive line rotation. So why on earth would the Cowboys even consider trading a rookie they just drafted? Well, there are a few factors at play here. Depth at the position. The Cowboys have a strong defensive line with players like DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, when he lines up as a pass rusher, and Dorrance Armstrong. They also drafted Mazi Smith in the 1st round to beef up the interior. Immediate needs. While Fehoko has potential, he's still a raw talent who might take time to develop. If the Cowboys feel they need immediate help at another position, they might consider using Fehoko as trade bait. Value proposition. If another team is high on Fehoko and willing to offer significant value in return, the Cowboys might be tempted to pull the trigger. Now, before we go any further, I want to emphasize that trading a rookie this early is extremely rare. It would be a surprising move, to say the least. But in the NFL, we've learned to expect the unexpected. The question is, what could the Cowboys get in return for Fehoko? Given that he's an unproven rookie, it's unlikely they'd get a high draft pick. More realistically, they might be looking at a player-for-player swap or a late-round pick. Some have speculated that the Cowboys might be looking to shore up their offensive line depth or add another receiver to the mix. If that's the case, trading Fehoko for a veteran at one of those positions could make some sense. But here's why I'm skeptical about this rumor. The Cowboys invested in Fehoko for a reason. They saw potential in him, and it's rare for a team to give up on a draft pick this quickly. Defensive line depth is crucial in the NFL. Injuries happen, and having a young, hungry player like Fehoko waiting in the wings could be valuable as the season progresses. The potential return might not be worth it. Unless a team is willing to overpay for Fehoko, the Cowboys might be better off keeping him and seeing how he develops. That being said, we've seen crazier things happen in the NFL. If the right offer comes along and the Cowboys feel it significantly improves their chances this season, don't be shocked if this rumor turns into reality. We'll be keeping our ears to the ground on this one, Cowboys fans. If there's any movement on the Fehoko front, you'll hear it here first. All right, folks, it's time to tackle the elephant in the room, the Cowboys quarterback situation. Now, I know what you're thinking. We have Dak Prescott. Why are we even talking about this? Well, buckle up, because this rumor mill is churning out some wild speculation about our backup quarterback situation. Let's start with the facts. The Cowboys currently have Dak Prescott as the unquestioned starter, with Cooper Rush as the primary backup. They also made waves earlier this year by trading for former first-round pick Trey Lance. On paper, that's a pretty solid quarterback room. But according to our sources at ESPN, there might be more to this story. The rumor floating around is that the Cowboys might be considering trading either Trey Lance or Cooper Rush. Now, before you fall out of your chair, let's break this down. First, let's talk about Trey Lance. The Cowboys acquired him for a fourth-round pick, which is a relatively low cost for a former third overall draft pick. Lance is young, athletic, and has a ton of potential. However, he's also largely unproven in the NFL due to injuries and limited playing time in San Francisco. The theory here is that if Lance has shown significant improvement in practice and the Cowboys believe he can be a reliable backup, or even push Dak in the future, they might consider moving Cooper Rush. On the flip side, if Lance hasn't progressed as quickly as hoped, and another team comes calling with a solid offer, the Cowboys might consider flipping him for a profit. Remember, they only gave up a fourth-round pick to get him. Now, let's talk about Cooper Rush. He's been a reliable backup for the Cowboys, even leading the team to some wins when Dak was injured. He knows the system, has the trust of the coaches, and has proven he can step in when needed. So why would the Cowboys even consider trading him? That's all for today, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about these rumors? Do you want to see Gilmore back in a Cowboys uniform? Are you intrigued by the idea of trading Fehoko? And what do you make of the quarterback situation? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel for more Cowboys content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.